Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Model Connection podcast. I'm your host, Eric Harrell. Please like, follow, or subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. Follow us on social media at Model Connection Podcast. I want to welcome my guest on this evening's episode. Her name is April Fisher from Nashville. How are you doing tonight, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you? Thank you
I'm
for
doing
having me.
fantastic. Great. I am so honored to have you here. I have seen your images a whole lot on social media, and I've been saying I would love to have this lady on my show because I bet she is going to be a wonderful guest.
Thank you.
Uh, for the people out there that are tuning in to this podcast, uh, if you will, tell them a little bit about yourself.
Okay. So I have an interesting background. People typically don't know that I'm 43.
Nah,
Yeah,
nah.
I get that a lot. So they're usually taken back by my story and how much there is to it.
And which is?
Well, I have had a whole life really before I moved to Nashville. We
Tell me
actually live
about
in
April Fisher
Hendersonville.
before modeling, then, okay?
Okay, well, I grew up in right outside of Pittsburgh, PA. I was a high school teacher and a college professor for 14 years.
Okay.
A college
Okay.
professor for the last 4 of those years. But I used to teach sports arts and entertainment, and my husband and I have been together. Excuse me. My husband and I have been together since I was 16. So
Okay.
we have 4 daughters,
Okay.
and
Okay.
our oldest daughter is a singer-songwriter.
Wow.
So she graduated high school a year and a half early, and we ended up moving here in the beginning of the pandemic. And I left education, and we kind of hit reset on life. And I've
Okay.
always wanted to be in the entertainment industry. I've wanted to be a model since I was a little girl. Like my mom took me to some model expo when I was 12 years old. I remember
Okay.
the first portfolio I ever had taken. It was
Okay. So is that what I got okay, is that how you got bit by the modeling bug?
I think so. Yeah. I was a when I was a kid, I was growing up and I used to play with like Gem and the holograms, and I was like obsessed with that cartoon as a kid, and I've always loved fashion um and so then I did a photo shoot when I was like 12, and I never got it off my mind ever.
At 12 years old, what was it like?
I just remember being excited about being in a room and having, it's a big deal. You're the center
At
of
12 years
attention.
old, yes,
Yeah.
everything is a big deal.
You're the center of attention and they're fussing over your hair and your outfit and they like your smile. And so it was just fun for me. And I was a natural, I guess. I've heard that for many years that I was a natural, but I never really had the opportunity to break into it until I moved here. So when I moved here, it just kind of took off.
This podcast is produced by To the Moon Creative, located in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Whether you're an established or a new podcaster, To the Moon Creative offers the highest quality audio and HD multi-camera video podcasts. And if you already record your own podcasts, To the Moon Creative also offers affordable audio and video editing services with guaranteed fast turnaround time. For more information, find us online at www.ttmcreative.com. At To the Moon Creative, we do more than just get your podcast off the ground. We help you take it to the moon.
What is it about modeling that interests you so much that you said, I want to do this? This is me.
So I just think the entertainment industry has always intrigued me, from the time I was a kid. And I've always loved acting too. So I would say between modeling and acting, I think I've been able to combine those things and I just find joy in them. And I find that that's where I'm my true self when I can do those things.
What do you find so passionate about modeling?
I think because beauty is subjective, we all see things differently. They say that beauty's in the eye of the beholder. So I just think when I see an image and it moves me a certain way that I like to be a part of creating something that might move someone else.
What has your modeling taught you about you that you did not already know about yourself?
Well, I can certainly see the progression,
Okay, okay.
since every shoot you do, you get better. You continue to build your confidence. Um, you come up with new ideas. You think on things differently. It becomes a creative challenge.
At 12 years old, I don't know what idea you had that modeling was, what it was like. Um, from your teenage years to now, modeling has bound to have changed somehow, some way.
So much.
How has it changed in your eyes? Has it changed for the better? Has it changed for the worse? Describe in your words how you feel modeling has changed over the years.
So I certainly remember watching the Freedom 90 George Michael video
Okay.
with Cindy Crawford
Okay.
and all
Yes.
the supermodels of, the 90s
Right. Right.
and just being mesmerized, you know, by the beauty of it all and the glamour of it all. I just loved it. And then I remember how it transitioned into the very thin Kate Moss. And then it became like the grunge anorexia era,
Mm-hmm.
which was unhealthy and it I think we have to be so careful socially, like as women, as strong women, and as a mother of 4 daughters, you got to be careful what you're putting out, and you have to be confident, and you want to make sure you're trying to send the right message. So I think we're in the healthiest place we've ever been in
And that
regards to body image. I
right.
love going into the different stores and seeing all sizes because women are all sizes. People in general are all sizes. And like I said, it kind of goes back to the beauty is subjective.
Are models giving young daughters like your daughters the wrong image?
Oh, yeah, I still think that happens for sure. I don't think we're ever going to get away from that ever just because it's the yin and the yang.
Okay, okay. I know that Sports Illustrated, in talking to the recent guests, uh, they have started posting images of curvy women,
hmm
and no other magazine, I think, would possibly be that bold, be that brave. Um,
I watched the Rihanna Fendi fashion show
yes, yes.
that I think it was on like Amazon or something, but it was the sexiest fashion show I've ever seen in my life. I was like, man, sign me up because Rihanna knows and understands sex appeal. And Cindy Crawford was in it. And like, it was just amazing to see what she put together. And it
Yeah.
was like a moving fashion show and there
hmm
was music
hmm
and it was dramatic and the lighting and the sex appeal and people of all sizes, all color, gender, like whatever went. And it was just amazing. That's a definite model goal of mine. Is that Rihanna?
Is that Rihanna?
Oh my gosh, I tweeted at her, but then I got off Twitter. So
On the possible downside of a show like that, is that giving the young girls maybe the wrong image? I mean, you've got to start somewhere. I mean, I think you've got to, as I say, you pay your dues while you're learning. It's not all glitz and glamour just right out of the box. Uh, I think young girls, young men today that's watching shows like that, many don't realize how much hard work goes into getting where those people are right
oh
now.
yeah, it's a grind. It's definitely you have to. I mean, you don't just things don't just book themselves.
Right.
You have to stay active for like your looks. So I'm like a commercial print model.
Okay. Okay.
So I fit into the mom that buys a car mold,
Mm-hmm.
the Kohl's mom kind of vibe.
Okay. Okay.
Or I can be like a 23-year-old at a bar doing an advertisement for, axe throwing. So I have versatility, um, which I think everybody has to try and find that
Mm-hmm.
in
So
themselves and in their look.
you have been modeling for quite a few years now. Your modeling has led you to an area of, I would say, a related field. You are now a brand ambassador for a company. Tell me how you landed that opportunity.
Oh, it's kind of evolved in its own right as well, which I think that's what the entertainment industry is and modeling is and acting is and being a musician is. It's evolving. It takes time for you to like come into your own and feel confident with who you are. And when that confidence comes, then it allows you to really put something amazing out
Okay,
there. And then
okay.
these opportunities come along.
Right, right.
So I started working for Big Machine about a year ago, coming up on a year. And they hired me as a tour guide. And so I learned all about their company, which is quite impressive. So Big Machine is a record label, a distillery, and they have a race car team. The Borchettas own it. It's just an impressive family. They've done a lot of amazing things in the entertainment industry. And I used to be a sports arts and entertainment professor. So it just kind of all evolved in this amazing way. And then I also am a model and actor. So I was a tour guide, a bartender. Then they started to send me to like all the cool events, like the CMA award shows, um, the private label stuff for the
Mm-hmm.
part, but different private events in general. And when you work in downtown Nashville,
Yes.
you just never know who you're going to meet. Like it's amazing. People come here. It's one of the most, highly toured destinations in the United States.
Right. So with the
And it's a big time entertainment industry too, because a lot of people are moving here
oh, tell me about it. It is growing by leaps and bounds. I
from
mean,
California and New York.
yes.
Hmm.
So with a big a machine owning a race car, I'm assuming they will play a part in the, I don't know the exact day, but I would say the upcoming IndyCar race in Nashville.
Hmm. So from a tour guide to a bartender in special events, I worked the race last year, and Big Machine is the title sponsor of. It's called the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix, and
Mm-hmm.
it's coming back again for a second year this
Okay.
August, which I'm
Okay.
very excited about. I'm very excited. But most recently, the company sent me to St. Pete, and I was representing the Spiked Big Machine, Spiked and Big Machine Racing and Vodka booth over at the Firestone Indy race in St. Pete. It was just amazing. It was so much fun.
And I understand that while you were down in St. Pete, you had the opportunity to not only meet, but I believe you also were able to ride in a race car driven by one of my idols. His name that a lot of you people will recognize. If you know anything about racing, I would say Mario Andretti.
Yes, it was a thrill. It was definitely a thrill.
I'm so jealous of you right now.
You're not the first person to say that.
I'm so
You're not
jealous.
the first. I'm sure you won't be the last.
Tell me about that St. Petersburg trip.
Oh my goodness. So, Mark Borchetta, who him and his brother Scott, they both race and they own Big Machine Distillery, the race car team. And so Mark said, April, you're doing a really great job. I have something for you. And I'm like, okay, what is it? He's like, I want you to meet me here. You're going to take a ride. And I'm like, okay, cool. So
Take a ride, huh?
yeah, I'm like, this was it was amazing the way it all unfolded. But so they suit me up and, you have to put a lot of gear on.
Right, right.
A lot. So I had to, put the whole suit on and then I forgot
helmet.
a ponytail. And so my hair was everywhere and I had to put a whole mask on and then the helmet and gloves and
fireproof suit. And
they're like, you're going to ride an
everything.
Indy car. And I'm like, wow, I didn't even like put it all together. I was just, because I was so busy working all weekend and getting the booth up and running. it was a great weekend, very successful for Big Machine, and just getting the word out there about the spiked coolers, which will be moving into Walmart, just so you know. I'm gonna go ahead and just give Big Machine a shout out. They're awesome. Um, so I'm like waiting in line, and there's a lot of movement on an Indy car racetrack. It's dangerous.
Sure.
They're in and out. People are moving quickly, and so I see these cars running, and it's loud. And so the one guy grabs me, and he's like pulling me down. He's like, all right, stand here. And he puts the helmet on, and he shuts my thing in. I'm like getting nervous. I can't see. I'm like, it's hot in here. And so then he pulls up my visor because it started fogging up. He's like, all right, here comes your car. You're going to get in. And my car pulls up. It says M. Andretti. And I looked over at Mark, and I said, Mark, that says Mario Andretti. He's like, that is Mario Andretti, April. He's like, you're the first person at Big Machine to ride with Mario Andretti. And he was like, make us proud. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. So they like put me down into this car, and then he takes off, and like my face, I was just giggling the whole time. And it was beautiful. It was just a beautiful course. And St. Pete was beautiful. It was an amazing experience. It was just such a thrilling experience. So then I'm like smiling, and I get out of the car, and Mark videoed me. He caught an amazing video, actually. And then he's like, all right, let's see if he'll take a photo with us. And then sure enough, he did. And he's just so cute.
And I think you have sent us a photograph of you and Mario Andretti.
I did.
If our producer can get it up on the monitor, I would love to see that image one more time because, again, Mario has been one of my idols since I first saw him race at Indianapolis. I know it was back in 1969 whenever Mario did win the race, and I've been a fan of his ever since. I think he should have won it a couple more times, but the Andretti look at Indianapolis always went out, which I hate so much. He and Michael both have always done so well. Here's the image of you and Mario.
Yeah, it was so much
Andretti.
fun.
So, if you will, real quickly, for the people that are listening on podcasts and those watching on YouTube, please give a visual description of what we're looking at here, April.
Okay, so this is probably 2 minutes after I got out of Mario Andretti's car.
No mascara runs that I see.
And so we just took a picture. It was so much fun. And I was just like cheesing because it was so much fun.
That is so great. I mean, I would just love to be able to shake his hand.
Yeah, what a sweet guy. So sweet.
I bet he is. Thank you for sharing that, April. Well, again, I am so jealous of you for doing that. While being a brand ambassador for Big Machine, you're modeling. If you were not doing modeling, what would April Fisher be doing? Bartending.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Living in Nashville, I would definitely be in the entertainment industry in some capacity. So I have a background in marketing, and I have a master's in business education. So I would utilize that.
You would have probably landed a Big Machine anyhow as marketing the director, some other like that capacity.
I don't know. I'm just having so much fun in life right now.
Do you think that modeling has helped you get where you are, or has it been from your hard work, your college education?
I think all of the things in my life have led me to this point. Like it's all just coming together and utilizing my education, my background in sports, arts, and entertainment, my background in modeling and acting. Now at the point where I have a great portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
A great amount of work that I can be proud of. And so now moving forward, it's just, I don't know, it's where I've always wanted to be. So I just think it's just working out the way it's supposed to.
Where do you see yourself, say, 5 years down the road?
Oh, that's a good question. I knew you were gonna ask that.
Okay, well, then give me a better answer then.
I would like to expand. So I have solid goals, and I feel like I've been manifesting them, and certain things have already happened, but I want to keep going.
Okay, yes.
So I just want to keep going. You know, I want those goals to keep being met, and I don't want to like say every single one of them, but I would say my goals within the next 5 years include to just continue to grow and get into the entertainment industry how I've always wanted to my entire life. And I don't know what opportunities are going to present themselves, but I know the right ones will. Like
Eh,
so like I've been bummed out when I've auditioned for something and didn't get the gig. Like
yeah.
it hasn't been, a smooth ride. There's things that I've auditioned for that I thought, "Oh man, it was a great audition. I'm really hoping I got this one. It could be awesome." And it just didn't work out. But you get past that quickly when you understand
Mm-hmm.
that only the things that you're supposed to do come to you. Like those are the things that work out. So for me, I've been able to build my family
Mm-hmm.
into my work, which I love. So my husband has been in a music video with me. He played like the husband, and we played grieving parents and we lose a child.
Mm-hmm.
My daughters have been in commercials and in photo shoots with me and my husband. So like it's like we just were in Tractor Supply,
Mm-hmm.
and it was all coming out now, and
I
it's
think we
just
have that
great.
image. I think we have that image. We will be looking at a little bit later in the podcast. You said your daughters. Are you trying to tell them and show them the ins and outs of modeling so they can make their own decision on whether they want to try this, or they see mommy do it? Oh well, I want to do this too. Uh,
I'm just trying to show them that they can do and be whatever they want in life.
Great, great, great. Thank you for answering the question that I could not ask.
Yeah. No, and if that includes, the entertainment industry, I want them to know that if they work hard, that they can do whatever they want.
Great, great. Um, you say okay, you've got the $4, correct?
Mhm.
Um, do any of them, in your mind's eye, show a real avid interest in following in mom's footsteps?
I don't know that I would even say follow in mom's footsteps because they're all so unique and they have their own things. If I can show them and teach them anything, I would love to pass on my confidence and my strength to them
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like it took a long time for me to get to where I'm at in life.
Right, right.
Um, and if I could do anything for them, it would be to like build their confidence and their strength
Mm-hmm.
from a younger age.
Great. Yes.
And I
Yes.
think I've been able to do that. And that's why I think maybe because they see me and they think, wow, it's crazy. I mean, literally I hit reset on life, you know?
Yeah.
Like I was in a classroom
Yeah.
and now I'm like taking rides with Mario and Jenny.
Keep on bringing that up. It made me jealous. Or just more you bring it up. I swear.
And I think you have to take a leap of faith. And I think a lot of being a model and an actor and working in the entertainment industry is you have to put yourself out there. You have to take a leap of faith. You got to believe in yourself.
You have to take a few chances
You do. You absolutely do.
and not be afraid to fall flat on your face
Mm-hmm.
a few times. Learn from your mistakes, hopefully, and just pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and start all over.
Yeah, and I think it all comes back to doing what makes you happiest in life.
What is it about modeling that makes you happy?
I don't know. I just think that's such an interesting question, and I never know how to So, why does it make me happy? I just think it allows me to kind of like just fall into a fairy tale, depending on the shoot.
Okay. Okay.
So I think it's thematic, depending on what I'm doing, what I'm working for. Like an example, when I'm working for Big Machine, that's
Yes.
big energy.
Yes.
So I got a certain vibe that I have going.
Okay. Okay.
But like if I'm doing a photo shoot for Tractor Supply and I'm a mom gardening,
Yeah, mom gardening with all the kids hanging around you with the garden hose.
that's a
family
different
dog.
vibe. So I think that's like where the acting and the modeling kind of cross-reference and come into play
Okay.
and work together. Is like I've done some photo shoots that have been really cool settings and really cool outfits, and you just kind of like fall into that character and you make it a fairy tale. And some of the things I've been lucky to be able to do that and work with amazing photographers.
That leads me to the question that I will ask you while our producer is getting your images ready to put up on the monitor. You have done a ton of photo shoots, okay? What has been the weirdest photo shoot that you've ever done?
Weirdest or most challenging?
Okay, let's just say both.
Well, it's coming up. I don't want to give it away.
Oh, okay. So
I'll tell you about it.
okay. Okay. So, okay. Let me ask this question then. Which of your photo shoots do you remember the most?
I vibe with Josh Silvers, my guy, Joshua Silvers. We just vibe. And so we've done some really cool photo shoots where it's just good energy. So Josh Silvers and I worked together on coming up with different concepts for photo shoots. He's one of the first photographers that I worked with when I moved down to Nashville and started to really build my portfolio.
Okay.
And we just vibed. We work well together. So this one, he picked the location. So I curated the outfits. This was like a 3 different outfit day photo shoot, and this was at the end of the day. So that's like natural lighting coming in, and he picked the location. And I put that outfit together. And honestly, like that, it was $5. That skirt was $5.
$5.
So one thing I want to give a shout out to the models is to look for things on consignment through different photographers and through different models. Because I'll never wear that again, in a photo shoot.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And there's a lot of people that, sell things because it's an entertainment town and people are always trying to build their portfolios, and it doesn't have to be expensive.
Is that a Goodwill find?
Heck yeah. That was my girl, Stacy. She's
Sure,
another
got your money back
photographer.
for her, huh?
She's another photographer. I bought like so much stuff from her. And she was selling them for like $5 a piece. And I mean, I got, lots of photo shoots out of that. So, but
That's
and then the rest of it was my kids. I always steal my kids' stuff. I'm
That's
like,
how you do it right there. Okay, now.
that's another $5 dress. But that's actually in my garage. And Brian Strubble came to my house because he lived by me. We were connected through the modeling platforms on Facebook.
Okay.
And I liked what he did with gel lighting. And so he was like, I'll just bring a black backdrop and we'll just shoot in your garage. And then we came up with this. And I'm like, what? This is amazing. It's like so J-Lo. I love it. I'm totally inspired by J-Lo too. I'm a big fan. She's amazing.
Wow.
That's what I tell people when they say, you're how old? I say I'm on the J-Lo plan.
J-Lo plan. They're getting younger every year, huh?
Yeah, I don't know how she does it, but she's
Okay,
amazing.
now, underwater photography. Is this an example of underwater photography?
That's the most challenging.
I don't have the courage to do that. Come on.
So this was super difficult.
It had to be.
So, Darren did this, Darren Haas, and same thing. He had imaging out there that I was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, I think I'd like to try that. And so we connected, and this is just one we got a couple really cool shots, but it's a whole breathing thing. And when you're underwater, so he's like in scuba gear and
chicken, come on.
and he has his camera in a big dome.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, I'm going to go under and get situated. And then you do 1, 2, 3 and come down. And I'm like, okay. So, and it's all about your face control and your breathing and then your hair. So you can't let the bubbles out at a certain time. Like, oh yeah, there's a lot to it.
Okay, and this was shot where?
So this was shot in his pool.
In his pool.
And it was probably I guess it was like a 9, 10 foot deep, but he put this big black tarp down and multiple big black tarps at the deep end.
Okay.
And then anchored them.
Okay.
And then I would, have to dive under, and it was crazy.
There's no way I would do that.
I had a couple outfit changes that day too. And it was, we got some really cool stuff out of it, like very flowy, angelic looking, which is exactly what I was hoping for. So.
Well, that shows that people that will go to the extreme to get the image they want, they'll eventually get it. Now.
Yeah, I would definitely do more water stuff. Actually, it's funny too because I don't know, water stuff seems to pop up a lot. You'll see.
Okay, and this image here is a promo for Big Machine.
Yep, that's Big Machine. That's the vodka, platinum filtered.
Okay, now I don't know why this is, but the first thing that draws my eyes to it, shouldn't that vodka bottle be turned more to the camera?
I know. I probably should have turned it a little smidgen more.
See, that's where the photographer should have caught that.
Yeah, he'll catch it next time. That's my guy Kev. We're just still warming up. He's really great, though. He's great. We're going to catch some amazing stuff for Big Machine.
You got to pay
He already has.
You got to pay attention to detail, okay?
The label on that.
Yeah, the label, yes. I mean, okay, so Big Machine Vodka, that is one of their promo shots, or is it just one you just...
we were just messing around, and we just got this at work one day.
Wow, okay.
So it was very impromptu, but I just like to include it because I'm just super excited to be part of such.
And you should, because being a brand ambassador for a company is something to really be proud of. I mean, many models, I'm sure, would love to be where you are. Okay.
Thank you.
Many models.
I mean, it's hard work, but and I'm super excited to just keep going. I just want to keep going. But they're an amazing company to work for. I'm having so much fun.
Okay, good, yes. And this one here. Okay, now, I take it that this...
More water.
Okay, now, are these your daughters?
Yes. So that's my sweet baby Lush, Peyton, and she's over there all the way on the right. She's 13. And then in the middle there, those are my twins. Ella is in the pink and Nora is in the green. They are 12. And that was so much fun. And we booked it super quick. So it was so we booked it on a Saturday, and I'm like, kids, we just booked the Soaky Mountain Water Park photo shoot, and we have to leave tomorrow morning. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. So what do we have to do, Mom? And I'm like, you just get to ride on water slides. So when we got there, it was so much fun because, and my husband was on the shoot with us. So I don't know. This is just an advertisement that I actually found. Or somebody sent it to me. They were like, hey, we found you here. That happens a lot. People are like, hey, I saw you on this website. And then they'll screenshot it and send it to me, which is, it's funny.
You have done so much in your modeling. I mean, it is something to be proud of.
Thank you. I am super excited. But that one was really cool because we got to stay in a condo on a golf course after the shoot. So we literally had a drone following us around while we were riding slides all day. And they would cut us front to the line. They were like, we have to move the family to the line. And people are getting kind of pissed, because...
Well, of course I would too.
Yeah.
I stood in line for this ride for 3 hours. You cutting in front of me now?
But we were there working.
I don't care. I've been here for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I want to ride my log water right down the slide. I mean...
Yeah, we were getting some dirty looks for sure. And then we got to eat Dippin' Dots and frolic in the water. It was so much fun. I think my daughter, though, actually...
All the life of a rock star.
When we were coming down one of the slides, she hit her tooth off of her knee.
And chipped a tooth, huh?
And no, she had braces. Her
Ah,
braces on, and she cut her knee because it was like a big drop, and we
yeah.
weren't like prepared for it. But then, we stayed in this amazing um, place, and it was just such a great experience to have with my family. We get to see how it all works, and I feel like they understand what I do more now because they've done it with me.
Okay. And they're like, oh, heck no, I'm not doing this. Is way too much work for me. I want to be the office secretary or something like that. I want a safe job.
No, I think a couple of them out of the four, I'm sure a couple of them will end up in the entertainment industry.
Oh, man. What a life you live. Uh, okay, now let's get to a more serious topic. Whether it be industry related or not, what is something that pulls at your heartstrings that you feel needs to be brought to the forefront, needs to be talked about, that people are too afraid to even mention?
In the entertainment industry?
Yes, entertainment and modeling, photography. What is it? If you were Miss America, what would your platform be?
I mean, in that industry, it's just
Yes.
you have to just protect yourself. You just have to really protect yourself and try and protect anything that you're doing in the industry, whether it's intellectual property or, being in a safe environment. You just have to trust your gut too, I think. Is that what you're asking?
Yes. How can people do that?
Oh, well, never go anywhere alone and, trust your gut. And if it find somebody else in the industry that, is kind of like in the same platform. Oh my gosh. So I had a girl come into Big Machine and she was on my tour and I was like, you should be a model. Like she just had this look.
Had the it look.
Yeah. And then so she came in, I don't know, like a month ago. And she was like, hey, I wanted to tell you, I booked a DoorDash commercial. And she was like, and I have you to thank for it. And she was like, so sweet. She came in and she was like, I wouldn't have done it if you wouldn't have been like, hey, you've got something, you should consider this. And so she did, and some things have happened for her, and that makes me feel good.
Great.
So I just think we have to build each other up.
Is she someone that we will be seeing more of?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's a looker.
Okay.
And she's just getting started. She's young.
Have her come on the show.
Yeah.
I'll help her further her career.
Kayla, I'll send her information.
Please do.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think we have to stick together.
Yes.
I think it's about having each other's backs and checks and balances and being communicative. But it's like with any industry, any profession, there's its ups and its downs, and it's good, bad, and in the middle situations and occurrences.
I hope you have not, but have you had any bad experiences in modeling?
No. I mean, I've gotten creeped out before, but I just leave.
Wise move.
That's the thing. I'm older. Like, I'm not 23. I'm a 43-year-old woman. You know what I mean? Like, so I have some years on, and if models are in those positions and they're like, oh, I feel weird, but I shouldn't leave because I'm young and I'm trying to build my portfolio, but I don't feel right or whatever. I don't even like these photos, or what direction the photos are going in. Like, they're young, so
Right.
they might not have had experiences in life. Well, I'm 43, so I've had different experiences in life, or more experiences in life. So I just am like, yeah, I'm out of here. I don't give a shit.
If you follow any younger models, what mistakes, if any, do you see they are making that you wish you could whisper in their ear, I would not do it like that. I would do it this way.
I really don't judge.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
And it's because, it's subjective. It's like music. It's
Mm-hmm.
art. Like beauty is subjective. Some people are going to totally dig what they're doing
Mm-hmm.
and think what I'm doing is total crap.
Okay.
And
Okay.
that's fine. Like everybody's got their thing that they like and don't like. So I just think it's like you got to do what you feel and put out what you feel comfortable with. And that's the thing about social media and being a model now compared to in the 90s. You can put something out every day.
And I think that's one thing that is my drawback. I'm old school. Okay. And I see some images that people are putting out that I don't agree with. But
Well,
that
there's
may,
certainly generational gaps
yes,
throughout
yes,
all of this.
yes, there may be that generational gap that I don't understand. That I'm like, okay, if that's what they're going for, you go ahead and shoot it. I I may not shoot it because I don't understand it. Okay. Um, I feel that again, me being old school, there is a set way of doing things, and maybe I'm too afraid to step outside the box. And I think, honestly, to get noticed, you've got to take that chance and be outside the box once in a while. Uh, the photographers that will shoot an image from a certain angle that you probably would not think of. Use jails like you said in the photograph earlier. Some would do it, some would not. I've done it. Uh, I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not against it. It's just what vibe you get during the shoot. Okay, what you think a jail would add to the shoot or to that look. Again, I'm I'm not against new ways of photographing. I mean, who would have thought years ago a photographing model underwater? Okay.
Yeah, I think you can catch an amazing photo with an iPhone. I mean, I think technology allows you, especially where we've grown to with TikTok and all these different apps from an entertainment perspective. I think that depending on, once again, because it's subjective, what
Mm-hmm.
you're trying to capture,
Mm-hmm.
there's so many different platforms for communication out there now that you can find your niche somewhere.
Yes. Okay.
But, I understand what you're saying
Yeah.
because for you, you have standards of beauty. Am I right?
I begun my photography career photographing local beauty pageants. That's how I got my start.
Okay.
So, being very impressionable at my teenage years, early 20s, I had it in my mind a pageant girl would normally go on to be a model because they had that look. Okay. I learned from watching Tyra Banks, America's Next Top Model, that's not necessarily the case. Okay. Whether that's true in life, I don't know, but that's how the show portrays it. I've always tended to lean more towards the pageant girl look because she just has that it look about her that I was basically trained for. Okay. All the years that I worked with a national model agency, that was the look that they went for. Okay. They did a lot of promo work. Promos, as you know, some companies, they want that model look to represent their brand, their company, the look that you have. And
Yeah, but see, when I was coming up,
yes, yes.
if this tattoo would have
Yes.
been bad news,
Right, right.
but I've been on a catalog cover,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't use my head at all. They just used my body, and they showed my tattoo
Wow.
and it was for a purse. Like, I even have the purse today because they gave
Mm-hmm.
me a purse at the photo. So I think, like, that's evolution.
Yes, it has definitely changed over the years.
Hmm.
Definitely. Some people are perfectly fine with it. Others, I mean, I think it's the brand people. They've got to decide what type of ambassador they want to be the face of their brand.
Oh, I think that's huge. I think that the brand absolutely has to decide what look they want to represent their brand. And, you know, and they absolutely it's up to them as
Yes,
what they accept and don't in regards to standards.
because you tie that image to that brand,
Right. Right.
and you want that image to be the face of your brand. You want that image to represent your brand. You want the image to be, as soon as you see that, oh, that's that tractor supply girl. That's that a big machine girl. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's what you tie it to. Um, how do you normally get your job opportunities? Job opportunities? Is it by the social media, by a word of mouth, or
So Nashville has some really great Facebook groups that they post, the auditions. And then there's some online platforms, casting networks, and then sometimes you will work a job and you'll just meet people and they'll follow you on social media and they'll be like, "Oh, I remember you from that job and you would be great for this job." So it comes back to you. If you make a good impression on a job, it comes back
networking?
to you.
Networking.
Yeah, absolutely.
April, you have been just a fantastic guest. I
Thank you.
appreciate you so much for being here. For the people that want to work with you, how may they get a hold of you?
So I would say the best place would be Instagram, and then my website link is in my Instagram profile. And my website has, all of my work on it. I put my entire portfolio um, on my website. So it's just Fisher A is my Instagram handle. FISHER I know it's like the longest Instagram. I don't know. It's so old, but I don't want to get rid of it because it takes a while to build those numbers.
April Fisher, Nashville model, big machine brand ambassador, a wonderful lady. All you photographers out there, you will not go wrong in having this lady work with you on your next project. Trust me, you will be thoroughly happy with the outcome of your photo shoot, anything you want to hire this lady for. And in closing, I want to thank you for tuning in to the Model Connection podcast. Please like, follow, or subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcast. Follow us on social media at Model Connection Podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.